is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And, of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here on the Fanliest of Fridays.
Fan Friday.
Take a second, hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us anywhere and everywhere at My Cowboys Family, and, of course, hop in the Discord link for that in the description box down below.
Hey, Fan Friday. We had an off day yesterday. We were not going to go live. We were going to switch it. We were going to go live yesterday and take off today. But nah, you know what? We had our little anniversary fun a little earlier, and also we're going to have it over the weekend. So there is some important news to discuss tonight. So we kind of reshuffled some things. And yes, first day of rookie minicamp on the field walkthroughs were today, along with a lot of other stuff. We're going to hear from Mike McCarthy, from the players, the rookies, and a couple other factors of things of players that are on this team, whether it's CeeDee Lamb, Mozzie Smith. Important things to discuss here on about our Cowboys tonight on a Cowboys chat on Fan Friday here in MCF. But before we get there, let's shout out those that rep our boards on the nightly. And this week, none other than the man Jason Renfro is our sponsor of the week. So big shout out to Jason Renfro, but he don't stop there. He's also the gifting membership champion for 4 weeks in a row, and he's also got the current Stream Boss lead with 79 points, holding strong in the green right now.
That's right.
On that Stream Boss. But then you got the man McLovin. Yes, the man McLovin, who's really rocked this board for the last couple of months in all kinds of ways, but he is the Cash App king. Big shout outs to the man McLovin, especially on the after dark hours. And when it comes to the leaders this week, Jason Renfro's got 4 in a row on the gifting championship board, but Skeptical Fan is in the lead. Yes, he's got one. He's got 2 memberships gifted, one more than Jason Renfro. And again, tonight and Sunday will be the last 2 streams of the week, so this is the last chance to get that championship. Will Jason Renfro go for more than 4? He'll hit that 5 and beyond. We'll see. But Skeptical Fan is there. He was 3 months in a row to kick off that membership gifting side of things. And also, when it comes to the overall lead and the Cash App lead, yeah, it's a very special someone in our star level membership. You know who she is, guys. We've said her name before. It's Marissa Sparkle. She's bypassed SCO971. She's bypassed McLovin, Jason Renfro, and others. Currently, Marissa Sparkle in first place. Mostly on the, she's got membership here in the star level. Also After Dark. Big shout outs to Marissa Sparkle. First place on the overall board and leader in the Cash App. We'll see if that changes tonight on the After Dark sessions the next couple of nights. And, of course, Sunday night for the wrap-up. Will Marissa get her first title? We shall see. Not much of a lead, though, in front of others like McLovin, Jason Renfro, and others. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, as you know, there's different ways of supporting the channel. You can do the Super Chat. You can gift memberships. You could jump in the membership. You can even drop a little thanks on, on the...
videos. And
on the video. We post the video, live stream. Exactly. So you got the thanks button. We can do that. But there's 4 other ways you can drop the love, which make an effect on the Cash App side of things, as well as the overall board. And let me just say real quick, because a lot of these people from the After Dark sessions go through these ways. So let me give a shout out to a couple of people here. Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights, Jason Renfro, SCO971, Voodoo, Alpha, Marissa Sparkle, Jason Renfro, and McLovin. These are the names that you heard on the After Dark sessions. And today, actually, pre-stream, Skeptical Fan in the PayPal side, the $2.88 holler and a Go Cowboys. So what are the ways they can drop the love through that side of things?
You have, of course, the Cash App, money sign My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, the regular PayPal link, and last but not least, Streamlabs link lets your comment show up on screen like a Super Chat.
Yes. And, of course, we always shout out every day of the week, the star level and over everything level memberships. But on Fan Friday, we also throw in there the silver level crew. So, baby, let me shout out Mr. A. Lavelle, repping that silver level. And who else is repping that star level?
Thank you very much to Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, Lincoln Kane, Dwayne Broussard, Marissa Sparkle, Choctaw Montana 808, and The Lunatic.
Ooh, speaking of The Lunatic, hey, tonight, and I think tonight might be the last night, unless you're in the After Dark hours, or you drop it through the thanks, or you get in the membership on Saturday. But outside of those ways, today's the last chance to really get into this raffle on the live stream here. The Lunatic, yes, his jersey raffle for the draft. And since we're talking about the rookies this weekend, that's why we're going to raffle off 2 jerseys, 1 apiece to 2 different winners. Each winner will get one of these sewn and stitched jerseys, authentic like, old school or new school. We don't have rookies, but we have players that are on the team now, been on the team recently, and been on the team old school, Hall of Famers, superstars, all kinds of players, about 30 or 40 to choose from, styles, sizes, you know the deal. And, also any team, available with less players. Same thing with sports as well. We do all sports available, so check it out. And if you want to get in this raffle, how do they get in this, baby? Before this is basically the last chance to get in. So how can people get in this raffle and add their chances to win one of these two Sewn and Stitch jerseys?
Of course you have. Every time you drop the love here, $10, bam, you're automatically entered.
When you hit that $10 mark,
Yes.
exactly.
So, and, you can continue to add entries because every additional $10 after that is another entry into this raffle. Membership also has its perks because once you are officially in the thing, you do get an additional bonus entry if you're an MCF member.
That means navy blue, silver, star, or over everything. Once you hit the $10 mark, you get that bonus raffle. So you got 2 raffle entries already, more than most might have. And then, like you said, baby, you keep stacking them and stacking them. You can unlimited. So you can stack up 5, 6 different raffle entries, and that would open, definitely up your chances in winning one of these 2 fantastic jerseys. So good luck to all that are in it. Big shout out to the Lunatic for making this happen. And on this Fan Friday, baby, who's in the house tonight? Talk some Cowboy football. Important Cowboy football as we start 2024 with these rookies in the house.
Congratulations. Shout out to McLovin. Much love to you. Yeah, I kind of figured. I was a little bit confused when I heard that this morning. I'm like, maybe we're misunderstanding things. But, sometimes you got to, let the man take the hits for you. We preach all sorts of equality here. But every once in a while, we like to pull the sexist
I'm sorry,
cards.
I did miss that one. But I'm sure that, in the next night or two, we might be live. You might see the wife pop in there.
I'll make a little appearance.
And take her shot.
I got you, McLovin. Leafside Herald. Texas Nation, sit down. John Syme, what's up? Thanks for hanging with us. Yeah, maybe there's a few misunderstandings there, right? Eric Wallace, hello and hi. We have Nate Rosario in the house. Definitely NFL football is better than lingerie football.
Yeah, I agree.
On the football side of things, anyway. I can definitely tell you who I'd much rather see in lingerie. And it's definitely not the NFL players. Thomas Garrett, the superior. Garrett. We have James Payne. What's up? Hello and hi. Yeah, I think we're all looking forward to see what Guyton does for sure.
We're going to talk about this.
Speaking of looking forward, Jason Renfro. Looking forward to kicking things off here with the Dollar Holler Go Cowboys.
You know what that means?
Jason.
You know what that means? Cowboys.
Always. We have a little Dallas Cowboy here in the house as well. What's up? Funny Corgi. Hello and hi. Apocalyptic Cowboy. Much love. Asmodeus in the house. Chris Davis. Hello and hi. Alden Wilson, thanks for rolling through. I hope we surprise the NFL.
I hope so. This is basically a rebuild if we don't, right?
Asmodeus representing. What's up? Luis Ortiz, much love to you. Of course, Skeptical fan, always staying skeptical. Q Ball, what's up? Ballin'.
Balling out.
Brendan J, hello and hi. Jason Renfro, the man himself. Yeah. MCF After Dark. Wonder who that is.
You got to check it out for some fun over there. Crazy
Freedom
shit.
First was first tonight. Good for you. Let me see. Thomas Garrett. Is everything good with Randy Stites? Thomas? Hopefully it is. Much love to the man Randy Stites. So, but back to you.
Oh, on to
my
me,
love.
I guess.
Officially
kicking it off
to you.
Listen, I'm going to start off with somber news, NFL news, but it's actually Cowboy related, and it's all the way back to Zeke, basically.
Oh,
yeah, because a portion. We knew that. I announced this last month, but Gary Brown, former running back coach of the Cowboys, he passed away from colon cancer. Again, 52 years old when he succumbed to cancer last month in April. He was 52 years old, but again, right now he was Wisconsin's athletic department director, and also, the Cowboys also announced it as well that he had passed away last month on a Sunday. But he's gonna have a street named after him. And, Williamsport City Council anticipating approving an ordinance naming a portion of Lycoming Street, where he grew up, into his name, Gary Leroy Brown. So, again, Zeke very connected to him, his running back coach most of his career in Dallas. And you got to remember, he actually was part of the Cowboys team, and he got diagnosed with cancer. I think he had different kinds of cancer, unfortunately, and he got over it. Then it came back, and then he had to take time away. I think he did work at Wisconsin after that for a little bit. Had to take time away in November or December, and of course passed away in April. So, condolences to him and his family. And there's a little side note there. At least I guess he's getting a street named after him where he grew up. Now, moving on to NFL news. The Chiefs, Rashod Rice. Now, receiver for the Chiefs got into that car accident in Dallas. The Lamborghini and just craziness. Got in trouble the other day. Supposedly something going on with some kind of fight, and it was with a photographer. Now we're knowing more information, guys. He actually lured the photographer back to the club, Lit Kitchen, and he did that with the intent of just wanting to get to slug him out, to basically knock him out, basically punch him right in the jaw, which is what he did. So Rashod Rice lured this photographer, told him to come back to the club, we're partying, whatever. The photographer got there and got knocked out by Rashod Rice, who, of course, is in trouble for that. That's in the police report. So Rashod Rice is going down he's going down the Antonio Brown path, it feels like a little bit. So hopefully he turns it around, because the Chiefs, that's why they're signing different guys out there at receiver. Now, back to like the NFL rules. Now, this interesting little note here about gambling. NFLPA invited 40 players to its annual. Actually, this is not about the gambling, but you guys remember the Cowboys last year? We had a couple players that were rookies. There was Deuce Vaughn and Schoonmaker that went to this Panini card company kind of photo shoot. The NFL always invites players. NFLPA invited 40 players to their annual rookie premiere in Los Angeles, which goes from May 16th to the 19th. And the list was provided, the full list. Now, last year we had, 2 players. Of course, you think about it, tight end. We didn't have Mozzie Smith, that's defense, interior, lineman. And then you have, you had Schoonmaker, tight end, and Deuce Vaughn all the way back down on our list at running back, right? I mean, every other player in there was pretty much defense. There was it was offensive lineman, but there was no star kind of they want to see the positions, the skill positions that you see on the field, and you can, look at that superstar. So they don't pick offensive linemen or defensive linemen or boring players. So this list was provided with the players invited, 40 players for this year, which includes the top 4 draft picks, Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison, all the rest there. But no Cowboy rookies were invited. So the NFL is only marketing skill positions. So,
we
no
didn't
Cowboys.
really, I was going to say, we didn't really get many of those, did we?
No, that's why, you look at this list.
So I'm just saying, it wasn't like an intentional Cowboy-specific snub, the way that, I feel like I would have naturally assumed in any other circumstance.
Well, check it out.
It is a little more position-related, like I said.
Offensive lineman, then defensive lineman, then another offensive lineman, then a linebacker, which, all right, third round, into the third, then a cornerback, then a receiver in the 6th round, and then offensive lineman, defensive lineman. So you can see that the Cowboys, they didn't go really with high-quality, dynamic skill position players, and I wouldn't even call Schoonmaker that, but he was just a second round pick. And of course Deuce Vaughn, which was talked about a lot in the after the draft and in the offseason last year. So no Cowboys for that. Now I will say that the gambling side of things, I want to bring that up now because the NFL has been criticized for having an inconsistent and hypocritical approach to gambling in the NFL. And it's causing a lot of problems. The latest example is this. About these guys have been gambling on campus, gambling on the on the team's facility, and you can't do that. You're using the internet there. But what about this? Malik Neighbors and Jaden Daniels nonchalantly admitted that they have a $10,000 bet on who wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Betting between teammates happens all the time in the locker room, weekly, in all kind of sports. And again, even in college football, it happens a lot when they push each other, right? But the NFL's gambling policy says, quote, it includes commercial gambling, whether for profit or charity or anything else, that involves third parties, bookies, dealers, the house, as well as private wagers between teammates, family and friends, or others.
Oh.
So some will just, say, hey, this is not a big deal, but if you go by the rule, NFL's going to have a hard time grabbing cash gambling on one hand and then basically, wagging their finger saying this is bad.
It's hard for them to say, hey, gambling is perfectly A-okay with us now, but, you guys can't make personal bets between each other. Shame on you.
Well, that's what they're doing. You can't.
But that's what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying, I agree with you in the sense that, they can have that rule. I'm not here to agree or disagree with it, just saying that it's a bad look for the NFL to sit there and basically allow one on one hand, but sit there finger wagging with the other.
Yeah. That's the hypocrisy of the NFL and the gambling situation.
Just throwing that out there.
So anyways, just want to throw that out there. Now, yes, I see Eastside talk about Zay Jones. I'm not crying me a river here for this. I mean, he was a guy, if we got, all right, great. He's maybe a third or fourth receiver, but he's not the Cowboys anymore. He is officially signed with the Cardinals. Remember, he went to see the Chiefs after he visited us, and then and we said this, he'll make a decision after the Chiefs. That's what my prediction was. Well, today, free agent wide receiver Zay Jones officially signing with the Arizona Cardinals. Another weapon for the Cardinals now, as far as the receiving core. He visited the Titans, the Chiefs, and the Cowboys. And now Zay Jones got so what's the deal? I said it'd be like $4 million up to that point. It was a 1 year, $4.25 million. And I say worth up to 4.2, basically exactly what I said. So it's just he'll probably get $2 million, and the rest he has to earn. That's it, cheap money. The Cowboys were not even going to give that. And another weapon for Kyler Murray with the Cardinals over there.
It does kind of make me wonder again. When we say we're looking at players, when we say we're doing this, what exactly are we doing when we do these things?
Due diligence. Like what what
does that mean exactly? I would like a little bit more information.
Cowboys give him $100,000 and a shit bucket. That's what they offered Zay Jones.
Nah.
Anyways, receivers. We're gonna stay on the receiver mindset for a minute. The Rams. They were expected to release their veteran wide receiver Ben Slornick. I can't say his name. He has 12 starts in 3 seasons, so kind of getting experience, right? He's a young player, but has a lot of experience starting. And then there was a trade. They sold that to the NFL, like to the public. Hey, we're going to release this guy. There's going to be a bidding war now for someone in free agency. And the Rams took a chance, and they said, hey, they won on this because they were able to send, and again, Eastside's in the house, Ben Slornick to the Houston Texans. So now he's there. The Texans and Rams are swapping 6th rounders and 7th rounders in 2026. So basically, the Rams jumped up on the board to wherever the Texans will be drafting. Really, they could be going backwards for all we know. I mean, the Texans could be better than the Rams. So, it's a risk in itself. But either way, they're swapping 6th and 7th rounders, but not even 2025. We're talking about 2026. You don't even remember this fucking deal. So just a way of basically the Texans securing a receiver they would have probably paid for or went for the waiver wire or something like that, in free agency if he was released. So, it saved them that, and they just switched picks in 2026, which by then, Texans could definitely be better than the Rams. So they might have got him and 2 higher rounds with higher picks. The Giants, more receivers here. They're signing former Bear and Jacksonville Jaguar receiver Allen Robinson to a 1-year deal. Good receiver. He has had 3 seasons of 1,000 yards or more, and he's going to bring some added depth to the Bears' receiving core. So that's the receiver world going on there. How about defense real quick? Go to defense for a second, go back to offense. Free agent linebacker Bud Dupree, formerly of the Steelers, finished a visit with the Los Angeles Chargers. He took some, interviews with the Falcons and with his own Steelers there. 2 of the 3 teams that he has played for in the past, by the way, not just the Steelers, but the Falcons. So he's talking to both teams plus the Chargers. We'll see what happens there. Cowboys are not interested in Bud Dupree, linebacker. And then, this is an interesting name here, I think. Would you think the Cowboys would take a look at this guy? The Carolina Panthers, remember, they got Jonathan Brooks, signed a couple running backs and all that. And today they said, we're going to release one of our running backs. Little man Tyreek Cohen. Now, I always thought Tyreek Cohen was good. I know he's been injured and slowed a little bit, but he was attempting a comeback after a series of injuries that derailed him, as he used to be a Pro Bowl punt returner and an option running back that you would love to see in the game, and could make things happen out of nothing. But he got major injuries coming back, and after this road at the Panthers, now he was released today. So he has not played a regular season game since 2020. I doubt the Cowboys will go after him. But if the Cowboys did, he would be just basically a practice squad guy and see what he has. Doesn't seem like he has that much left in him. And again, he hasn't played in basically 4 years. So, yeah, it looks bad for Tyreek Cohen. I don't think the Cowboys will go roll the dice on him. The last guy, which actually involves our own guy, Dak Prescott, when it comes to NFL news. Dak Prescott went to prison. Yeah. But he went to a prison to talk about hope, along with a TED speaker, a TED Talk speaker. Best-selling author Keedron B. I don't know the full name, but the point is this: 2022 Walter Payton Man of the Year went to a prison to help kind of discuss different things to the prisoners, and they actually wrote this on a Instagram post Quote, what other superstar quarterback have you ever seen come to a real prison and give out hope and game? So Dak continues his, work with the community on all sectors and all levels.
Not just that, but you can see that ever since, can't remember exactly what year, I want to say like 2020, 2021, where Dak made it a point to kind of push the fact that he wanted to bring the community together, right? Like, increase, community and police presence, like, together, you know what I mean? Like, that kind of, like, helping each other type of thing. So you have seen Dak much more focused on maybe, like, a few more social issues and things like that, because previously to that, he pretty much stayed on, like, the more, like, cancer and health-related type of giving back events and stuff like that. So I do have to commend Dak. I think it's really cool to see him giving back to multiple different types of communities. So standing by what he, has said. So, but Skeptical Fan, we're already friends on Instagram, Skeptical Fan. So you not sure. Remember, it's not like an MCW thing. It's just the personal one. So, but as Seabass said, solid QB, even better.
Yes, that
human being.
That.
So, for sure.
What's
Daniel Berry Sports, happy Friday to you, by the way.
Much love to Daniel Berry Sports up on the board here, up on After Dark side. Appreciate you. Even he's a Rams fan. We just talked about the Rams trading away Slornick, the receiver, to the Texans, and switching 6th and 7th rounders.
And rolling it back a little bit there with our little previous discussion, Ganya Man did throw out there, CD holds out, it drops Dak stats and CD stats, so the Cowboys win either way. And I did just want to, I said in the chat, but another friendly reminder, guys, within the last year or two, I don't remember all the details off the top of my head, but remember they changed the rules on how players can hold out and things like that. So, even CeeDee Lamb can hold out only so much. So, just throwing that out.
True, but again, you got to remember, a guy like him who's going to, like Zach Martin or like Dak could, you know what I'm saying? These are guys that actually does work in their favor to hold out because they're going to make so much money. So it's going to be easily paid back. So that's one of those things where, they could, a star player could definitely hold out and actually make a difference. But anybody but a star player ain't going to do shit holding out. Then they're not going to get anything. I'm just saying, a non-desired player is not going to make a difference. And by the way, since you brought up CeeDee Lamb, let me bring up CeeDee Lamb here. You guys in the chat. Just to show you how important, I've told you this in the last couple of streams. You look at the shorts that we put up and we posted, you'll see a lot of, CeeDee Lamb working on his own with Delphonte Diamond, a receiver coach, guru guy that works with routes and a lot of body control in his route running. You're seeing from CeeDee Lamb a lot of different route adjustments and changes and kind of gear changing when he's running his routes to throw off the defender. So he's keeping up with his thing, and we know he's practicing with Dak at the Dak field. So there's no worries there, but I just want to throw you guys out why it's so important we get this man signed for now and the future. CeeDee Lamb's first 4 years compared to other receivers in our Cowboy team history. How about Michael Irvin, Drew Pearson, Des Bryant, and many, many others, many other greats? He has 61 games started in 4 years. That's number one out of all our Cowboy receivers in history. 568 targets. That's first in history for the Cowboys. 395 receptions. That's number one in history. 5,145 yards in 4 years. That's number one in our Cowboy history. Also caught 32 touchdowns, which is third in history. I'm assuming Michael Irvin was up in there, and Des Bryant. And then 78 yards per game, averaging through 4 years. That's number one in Dallas Cowboy history. And he has 247 first downs, also number one in Dallas Cowboy history. So CeeDee Lamb is a major piece to this particular team, to our offense, to Dak, to the scheme. But damn, he's important to this organization, historically speaking. In 4 years, no one's done better than him in our history at receiver. So, anyways, thought that was interesting. Since you guys brought up CeeDee Lamb, let me add a little CD to the mix. But let's talk about a guy, and we're talking still kind of on the fringe of getting deep into our current situation with the rookies and who spoke today. Let's finish it up with a little free agent kind of talk here, a little dip here for the Cowboys. Updates on Stefan Gilmore. So, reporters got off the phone with Stefan Gilmore. All right, he's still a free agent cornerback and a guy that I think is still be useful for this Cowboy team. So he discussed his pending decision right now and what's going on. So maybe give us the update on what Stefan Gilmore said about his free agency situation right now.
So he said, I'm still focused on playing, but it has to be the right opportunity. I feel like it's the age thing with some of these teams. If I was 28, I would already have been signed by now.
That's true.
At the same time, I know the value I still bring. If you watch the tape, I feel like I played well the last 2 years and literally almost played every snap last year.
That's true.
So I'm staying patient while watching my son, who's a wide receiver and cornerback, lock people up on the field with his defensive back skills too.
So he's keeping busy.
A little proud papa moment there. He had to, flex.
Yeah, he's keeping busy with family and just knowing that he controls his fate. He could have signed already. And if he was younger, he definitely would have signed already. Someone would have given what he thinks he deserves, but still waiting. And the Cowboys are waiting him out as well. I'm assuming. What I heard is no conversation between the Cowboys and Stefan Gilmore, even as recently as today. Cowboys, again, kind of ended up finding a saving grace last year in Stefan Gilmore as a cornerback, especially after Trayvon Diggs went down. If we didn't have that, we would not have been as good as we were last year. So I personally am hoping that we could still get him on this team. There's not going to really be anybody out there in free agency. It's going to be, well, there are a bunch of corners that are good that are out there, but a guy who knows this team, the players are ready, even though a new scheme, does he fit Zimmer's scheme? I got to hope he does somehow, right? So
hey, let's be real. Just based off his comments, based off of the fact that, the Panthers deal kind of fell through and everything else. One, we've already asked this, what kind of money is he demanding? And two, even if we knew what that amount was, after the whole Zay Jones thing and everything else, what
do you think the Joneses are asking? Or giving him?
Yeah.
Probably $2 million to Gilmore. Gilmore isn't going to play for us, so $2 million.
Just throwing that out there.
They haven't even talked to Gilmore's agent. They haven't even reached out to him, and he's been saying he would love to be back, but I guess Zimmer just doesn't need him. I guess it's it must be a Zimmer thing, or maybe the Jones don't like something about him. I don't know. Either way, think about this: if the Jones can get over their own issues and Zimmer or whatever, I don't know, and if he fits the scheme,
I would love him back too, Seabass. But hey, if the Cowboys just genuinely don't want him back, what can we do?
Here's the advantage of having him: not just having him for his ability to play on the field, his leadership ability. If we can make it work this year, despite issue with cap space, and we still got 10, 11 million, we could get another 11 million, 12 million in June 1st. But our rookies, specifically Kalen Carson, this year's 5th rounder, if we could have him work with someone like, not just Trayvon Diggs, we're rehabbing back, but with an actual healthy Stefan Gilmore with the history, experience he has and the knowledge he has, if we can get a young guy like Kalen Carson working with Stefan Gilmore, and he could also be working with Jordan Lewis as well. In his rookie year, his development could, be a lot faster, and maybe even be next level if the Cowboys, get more out of him than expected through guys like Gilmore and Jordan Lewis. So Gilmore, I still think he has a lot of value, not just on the field, but also for the future. Not with us on the future, but with the players we have on our team for the future. So, you know what I mean? I don't know if it makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
Any quick thoughts, maybe, before we keep it rolling on here? Again, tonight's the last possible night, live stream at least, you guys can get in this raffle.
That's right. So
$10 you're in.
Shout out again to the man, the Lunatic, for making this happen.
Hell yeah, much love to Lunatic. $10 you're in. Every 10 on top of that is another raffle entry, and if you're in the membership after $10, if you're in the membership at any level, a bonus raffle entry. Of course, more raffle entries means better chance to win. 2 jerseys are going to be raffled off. And we're going to, each of those jerseys go into a different winner. So we have 2 separate winners, each winning a jersey, their choice, sewn and stitched, of many choices that we have available. So can't wait to see the winners on that. And big shout out to the Lunatic for making this happen. Still tallying. These numbers keep tallying for the last couple of weeks. So we'll give you those numbers. I guess we'll have to do that on Sunday. We'll tell you guys the final. I haven't had a chance to really do those numbers yet. I know Jason wants to know. But I can probably send him an Instagram message how many raffle entries he has. I do think him and Marissa are close in the lead there. A couple others are close to Jay. I think Jason is in first place, though, currently by 1 or 2. Now, back to the rookie day here. Again, if you're looking at what happened on that field, well, look right there. All these guys, 7 out of these 8. Again, Kalen Carson's the only guy that's not on the screen here that we drafted. But these guys right here, entered the Cowboy facility yesterday, not on Friday, but on Thursday, to check in and get those helmets sized, shoulder pads put together. You know what I'm saying? They got their whole uniforms put together. That was yesterday. And I just wanted to remind everybody that these rookies announced yesterday it was an orientation day. It was an orientation period. And again, this is not going to be a traditional kind of mini camp with a lot of action. On top of that, we're going to have a lot of veterans. Well, not a lot, but a handful of veterans that are going to be eligible to be in this rookie mini camp as well, which was started today. But to give you some ideas, you might have heard these names from last year. Some of them on practice squad. Most of them on practice squad. Earl Bostic, Josh Butler, Princeton Fant, Darrell Johnson, Jalen Cropper. All these guys are eligible to be at this rookie mini camp. It doesn't mean they're going to do it, but it means that they're eligible, and the process began yesterday. By the way, we heard a couple things about a couple of our players that we kind of get a little update on defense. Someone like DeMarvion Overshown. Now, he said he's working at the weak side linebacker. The will position is important to note. When they start putting, where's Damone Clark going to flip to? Is he off the field? Is the Overshown over a third down? Will? I don't know. We'll have to see. But he also said he tried to switch to his number 0 jersey number. Remember we talked about that? He actually went to, I forgot what number he has now, 13 I think, or 18. I think he has 18. But the point is, he tried to switch to number 0. And the Cowboys told him it was not available. So the Cowboys are holding that number 0 for a while. I think for someone to be proven, if Overshown can show it this year, next year, he might be able to switch to 0 eventually. But the Cowboys are literally saying nobody can have 0 yet. And Jaron Kearse wanted it. They didn't want to pay for the change of the jerseys or whatever. Or the Joneses said no. Either way, he didn't get 0. A lot of chances for guys to get 0. No one's gotten it yet. So we'll have to see what happens. I do think
it's kind of funny how strongly we're staying on the not giving in on the 0 thing. Because like you said, it's been a highly requested number.
Yes.
And technically, Rowdy is 00.
True.
Seabass, when we had made that joke earlier
Yeah.
about
jersey numbers.
Somebody matching with Rowdy a few weeks ago, we're like, wait, shit, hold up.
We saw him running. Yeah, we saw him around the field. He was 00, not 0. Although he is a fucking 0.
Now I have to agree with Apocalyptic Cowboy though, because I am still trying. Like I feel like such an old lady. Like I want to shake my can. Like back in my day, players were just matching players to their positions via their number is still something that I automatically default to in my mind. So I'm still getting used to players wearing all these different numbers. Like even Zeke in 15 is going to be a little bit strange to me. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
That the whole 0 thing is already like a.
Well, let me just say something.
But I don't know who wants to be 0.
Well,
I still do not understand.
Well, let me explain. I think this is a great choice. Is DeMarvion Overshown. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
As you know, with the Texas Longhorns, he wore number 0.
Okay.
His freaking account, his nickname is Agent 0.
Okay.
And his his freaking Twitter and all this, it's all Agent 0. My point is, this is his number. It's just that NFL, initially, the Cowboys didn't want to give the number out to anybody at all, and I don't blame them in the sense of proving he was 35 last year and he got hurt. Now he's number 18. We'll see what happens, but I do think he'll get number 0 eventually. I think he's a guy that would fit number 0. With Overshown, looks like a 0 at the a 0 in the beginning of his name.
0.
He's got a 0 on his chest. That's what he goes by. I think he'd be the prime. I think he's a guy that would, one of the few guys that would say, okay, I can see him with number 0. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But we got to see something behind that. We just can't say we'll see if he is a good number 0. He's got to earn it in the NFL, I think. So I don't mind him being, holding off a little bit to give that. Remember, it's going to be a trivia question. Who was the Cowboys' first number 0? Cowboys want to make sure it's someone worthy. So I don't know. Now, another guy I want to talk about outside of Overshown, also in his second year and also kind of a bust year, Overshown for injury, but Mozzie Smith. Let's get an update on Mozzie Smith, guys. He weighed in to start the offseason program. It was announced yesterday. He weighed in at 328 pounds.
Okay.
Remember, he was down to 295. And if you remember, guys, in pre-draft measurements last offseason, during the combine, he was 328 pounds. So he actually got up, I think, to 335 or 332 or 3, and then dropped to 295.
Now, I'm hoping most of that is, I don't want to say healthy weight, but definitely more muscle than not, right?
Well, again, he lost weight. I don't know if that was muscle or if it was fat, but the point is, here's some things you got to note about his weight being up to 328 again. When he was 328, when the Cowboys drafted him, he was 328 pounds. He was not a sloppy, fat 328. He was actually a well put together 328 pounds, and that's the same situation he's at now. Now, the entire weight loss thing was always blown a little. I think people are thinking it got blown out a little bit out of proportion. He worked his ass off in training camp, and was looking trimmer. So it looks like it's like the hard work is what, kind of burned off some of the fat, and then got a little bit thinner on that way of things. I don't know if it was a push by the front office or by Dan Quinn.
Look, we know that the transition from college to NFL, it is a very physically demanding and intense difference in the schedule. So for a guy who, like I said, who, like you pointed out, in a position where he already was maybe a little more fit than usual, for him to go in there and really put in the work, like, okay, it makes sense. So basically, you're just trying to also imply, like, it's not like the Cowboys necessarily, it's not like the coaching staff directed him to lose weight. It just happened naturally as a consequence of him working out more / harder.
Yeah.
As part of the NFL.
Yeah, as the NFL season went on last year. But I want to throw one last thing out before we keep moving. Mozzie Smith from college, we know this, every college player, when they come to the NFL, when they go through an offseason, not the first year, but the second year, into the second year, they always get that muscle. They get their man body. And I think, Mozzie luckily didn't get hurt. Knock on wood, nothing happens. But I think now gaining back that weight, he's even going to look fitter and stronger than he would have if he came back, let's say, in college. Because he's doing it from professionals. Here, the Cowboys, for strength and conditioning, they know what they're doing. Every team does, So I think building back to 295, from 295 to 323, he's better than he was last year at 323. I think that's just automatic, in my opinion, because he's doing it through the NFL.
I mean, yeah.
Through an offseason from the start. And in January and February, he's already back at the facility, busting ass, and in some kind of training program. So unlike in college, unlike in other situations where he's doing other things and maybe not working as hard. And that is why those transformation from first-year rookie to second-year, player, is you see a big difference, especially with offensive linemen and defensive linemen in the trenches. You see the body mass get healthier, stronger, and better. So I'm hoping that's the case with Mozzie. It's good news he got back up, but it's not sloppy fat. It's actually solid. So that's good news. Now, what about these rookies this year? Let's get to the rookies.
Before you do,
go ahead,
take it easy, Skeptical fan.
Yes.
Have a great night.
Much love to Skeptical.
So, and by the way, I did actually hit you up on Instagram this time. Didn't realize you had a new profile. So,
we got you then. And by the way, John Simon, I agree. I wish we could release Rowdy.
I know.
Release him forever. So
back to you, baby.
Yeah, we get into the rookie minicamp. We touched on yesterday. Kind of everyone came in, and I also wanted to say that when you look at the players that came in yesterday, we officially signed 7 out of our 8, drafted players: Tyler Guyton, Cooper BEEBE, Maris LUIFAU, Kalen Carson, Ryan Flournoy, Nathan Thomas, and Justin Rogers. All those guys on your screen signed except for that top right guy there, second-round pick, Marshawn Nealon, second round. Now, again, remember, second-round picks are always the ones that take a little longer. Second or third rounders, they always take longer. There's less structure to the way those contracts have to be done. Once you get into the third round, it's easy to do. The first rounders are set, as far as their pay. The second round is always the toughest one to get solidified, but it'll happen. And they were all attending, including, Nealon. We're all at the rookie minicamp. So Cowboys assigned all of the rookies. How about the undrafted guys? Well, yesterday we also signed Corey Crooms, Denzel Jackson, Josh DeBerry, Alec Holler, Cam Johnson, Emily Johnson, Jason Johnson, a lot of Johnsons, Brock Mogensen, Nathaniel Nate Pete, running back, Brevin Spanford, tight end, Brian Vaughns, and Julius Wood. All 12 of our undrafted players officially signed as well before on-the-field work began for the Cowboys today. So again, by the way, on the practice field, interesting because again, the Cowboys, they're getting the practice field ready for the Academy of Country Music Awards. So that was going on one side. It's always something going on in the Cowboys facility. That was going on one of the practice fields. And again, they reported yesterday, the rookies, but they had to report to the practice field this morning for the first time in their NFL careers. And it was 11 a.m. Central Time. So congrats to the rookies, first time on the field, on that spot. Everyone goes to the Star Tour. You can see the field where they're going to run out to. They're out there working for the first time in a walkthrough. It's important to note, guys, 2 walkthroughs were done today. 2 of them. There was 2 practice sessions outside, not one. They were outside, went back inside, went back outside. So they're getting these guys worked in good. And again, it's became very real for these guys. We're going to hear from a couple of the players that you have, maybe. I know that were interviewed today and gave their 2 cents on things. So just to re-note this, guys, there are about, again, you look at our 8 picks plus the 12 undrafted, that's 20, right? 20 rookies. We're also joined, like I said, by a handful of first-year veterans, which were basically players who spent last year only on the practice squad. I named those guys earlier. And they threw in there another rookie quarterback, which I think is Mike McCarthy actually touched on as well, on a tryout basis. So there's only 2 players who are not signed on that field today. Okay, one of them was former Northwestern Missouri State quarterback Mike Hohensee. And again, he is at the Cowboys rookie minicamp on a tryout-only basis. He's not been signed. But it gives the Cowboys an arm to throw the ball during on-the-field work, which is important there. Hohensee. And second-round defensive edge rusher, you see him there, Marshawn Nealon, number 94, were the only 2 unsigned players on the football field today. And, of course, after that first walkthrough, went back in to the facility, did their more studying, whatever it was. Maybe they had lunch, came back out for the second walkthrough of the day. And we saw Mike Zimmer, by the way, on the field for the first time as a Cowboy. Again, right? The second time. I guess first time as a Cowboy in this generation. And he was, handling the defensive rookies, trying to get them in their places. Now, I will say this. I want to put this list up on the screen because look at the roster. This was released today, the rookie roster. And again, I'll leave it up for a couple minutes, but all those guys I just mentioned, you got the returning second-year guys that were kind of red-shirted, I said, because they were practice squatters. Jalen Cropper at receiver. You have Josh Butler, cornerback. You have Princeton Fant at tight end, got another session here with the rookies. Darrell Johnson at edge. He also was with the rookies, even though these are all second-year guys I'm mentioning. Also tackle Earl Bostic with the rookies. So, what, about 25 players? Yeah, 25 players on the field, 5 from last year. I guess 28, or I say 29 that are signed or going to be signed, and then one that is, basically the quarterback who's here just to throw the ball, Mike Hohensee. Now, that's just a quick little look there, a glimpse of that. I do want to say a couple of things when it comes to our first-round pick, Tyler Guyton. He's been busting his ass with the O-line masterminds and with Duke Manyweather. And again, guys, you saw some of the videos I posted in the shorts, a couple different kind of views of what Tyler Guyton's going through before even this rookie minicamp. And he has been working only on the transition and going from right tackle and becoming a left tackle. That's what he's been working with there. So again, and I know you might have some of this. I know Tyler Guyton spoke, but I wanted to put this into the Big Duke O-line masterminds kind of sessions he's had before he went to minicamp today. And he said, quote, "I'm just switching my techniques at these sessions. I'm just switching my techniques going from right to left. But I played left tackle before, so it's not that big of a switch. But I still have to get used to it again and figure everything out. And training with someone like Duke Manyweather is definitely a head start and an advantage in the game. I feel like I'm already at an advantage working with him. So good news. He's feeling comfortable. Good news there for, rookie number 60, Tyler Guyton. I really like that little kind of glimpse of him. Now, moving on.
Yeah, that definitely bodes well.
Yeah, Tyler Guyton wasn't the only guy here on the practice field. First-time rookie, not just him, but also Connor BEEBE, right? I mean, Connor Cooper BEEBE. How dare I? You see him right here, guys. Actually, next to Cooper BEEBE's right here, you don't see him off to the left of the screen, is Tyler Guyton. I just want to give you a different view of Tyler Guyton. That was a bigger picture of him rather than it would be a smaller picture of our first-round pick. So I wanted to put Tyler Guyton there. But, he was out there on the practice field for the first time at minicamp as a rookie. Again, re-stressing, it was only walkthroughs today. The first official practice for all these guys, Sunday. I'm sorry, rephrase that, Saturday. So today was like a walkthrough, and then another walkthrough. Tomorrow is more of a, running around practice kind of deal here, right? Now the Cowboys, as expected, Tyler Guyton, where was he working? Number 60. He was working at left tackle, which is
no surprise.
Which is what we could have said, look, maybe right tackle, but they're going to move Terrence Steele and fuck around with, no. Tyler Guyton starting off at left tackle, and that sounds like what they want him to do that. What about number 56, third rounder, Cooper BEEBE? Because you got to remember, guys, ahead of training camp, ahead of rookie minicamp, he was asked if he, first of all, he has a body count of guys that he dirts in games. And Cooper Beebe said, quote, "I do not, but I can usually tally it when I'm watching the film after the game. I just go out there and do my thing and let my play speak for itself." Now, in this practice today, he did not dirt anyone. It was just walkthrough.
Yeah. Probably one of the only times that I condone the increasing of a body count, but continue.
So he did, though, and this is not surprising. Where was he at in the field taking snaps at center?
Thank goodness.
That is what we need. So, you see me with the intro, kind of where these guys playing, especially, LUIFAU and Cooper Beebe. I'm trying to figure out where they're going to play. Guyton's going to be a tackle. But Cooper Beebe was taking snaps at center pretty much the whole time. And, looked good out there as far as first day. What do you expect? A little nervous, no missed snaps or anything like that. Again, this is just going through basic walkthrough stuff. But he is beginning his career with the Cowboys officially at center. So that's what's important here. Now that we've kind of settled Tyler Guyton's at the left tackle, center is going to be Cooper Beebe. Mike Soliari was out there giving him instruction. Basically saying, and what I say by this is that Cooper Beebe said this, and I don't know if you have this as well, but Mike Soliari, who is our offensive line coach, told Cooper Beebe this. Cooper Beebe said, quote, "Right after the draft, Mike called me and said, start working on center." And basically, for Cooper Beebe, he basically explained that was already the expectation. But he'd been working on that for a year. Last year, he was working with Duke Manyweather at center. Even in the games, he was not playing any center. In practices, every day after practice, he would do center work, even though it wasn't in the game situation. So he's been practicing center for about a good year, and really heavily doing it NFL style with Duke Manyweather last offseason and this offseason. So he kind of settled in pretty easily, at least for day one. A couple snaps here and there. But now it's no guessing for us. We know the Cowboys want him at center. And that's what Mike Soliari wants, because that's what Mike McCarthy wants, because that's what Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones want. So we got some confirmation. Isn't that good? That's some good stuff there. And then I keep looking at the offensive side of the ball here. Ryan Flournoy, number 18. He took part in his first walkthrough at rookie minicamp. Remember, number 18, by the way, he's overlapping with other players, because that's the second number 18 on this field. So I think the other one is overshown. But Flournoy basically took part in his first walkthrough at minicamp this morning, working to become a Cowboy receiving option somewhere, right? The good news is, a little side note here, he has already been connecting very well with Trey Lance. All right? And this is not in the practice today. This was more like, he's working with him off the field, already getting. You got to remember when he went through his. If I'm not mistaken, I remember seeing his film and his when he was working on his pro day.
Yeah.
And I think Trey Lance was his coach. Remember, Trey Lance was kind of with a couple guys, a receiver, a quarterback. I think this was the receiver he was with.
Yeah, maybe he was.
So they were working together already before this. Now, another guy who's not on this list, but he's the guy that we had last year on our practice squad, Jalen Cropper. One of the five total 2023 undrafted signings that were on our practice squad and eligible to practice in minicamp. He was a production machine in Fresno State, and this year might have a better shot at a role on this team, especially with the new kickoff rule and his return ability. So that's something to keep watching, especially for preseason, and training camp. Watch Jalen Cropper. See how he does when he's returning the ball, because he might be a very good player, specifically because special teams coordinator John Bones Fossil mentioned the potential of having two returners on kickoffs, which will allow for more opportunities for guys like Jalen Cropper, Tyron Billy Johnson, of course, Deuce Vaughn, who I believe would be the other returner. So you might see two returners, and that's not me saying it. That's John Fossil saying it about the Cowboys. We might have two returners. It just can't be Cavante Turpin. So that is, just kind of a little interesting little side news there. I will continue, though, when it comes to Flournoy, and we're going to go to the defense in a minute. He was asked about joining a room led by CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks, and he said, quote, "It hasn't really sunk in yet, but I can't wait to practice with CeeDee and Brandon. I'm excited to pick their brains. They're perimeter receivers in the league, and I just want to follow. They're premier receivers in the league, and I just want to follow in their footsteps and become one of them." So again, he's kind of got the right mindset going into this. I mean, we have some footage of him as well, practicing in the offseason and kind of get better, NFL style better. Now, what about, I'm going through the list here. I got number 41, Kalen Carson. just a quick little note about him. Nothing big. His nickname, Seatbelt. I don't know. I seen him do some of the seatbelt kind of move there. I'm assuming because he's locked in. Like, I don't know.
Is it because he stops people like that?
No, I'm thinking he's locked in or strapped in. The point is that he's defensive back, so he's got to be locked and loaded. Like, the stickiest guy in the league.
I guess. I'm thinking, like, again, like, how does the seatbelt actually work? Like, if you stop too quickly, it kind of like stops you and like grabs you back. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. That's why I'm like,
he's sticky. So I mean, that's what he means. He's on you like a seatbelt.
True.
That's what he's self-proclaimed. Now, keeping going through this list here. We know about Nathaniel Thomas, offensive lineman, but let's stick with just Justin Rogers here on defense. Number 96, 7th round pick at nose tackle specific from Auburn, confirmed that he did receive a scholarship from Kentucky when he was only 13 years old.
That is crazy.
At 13, he had a freaking scholarship from Kentucky. He said, quote, "It was kind of crazy. I went to their camp in 8th grade." That's like little G. He went into Kentucky football's training camp in 8th grade, and I did what I had to do, and I got the offer. So 8th graders competing against college kids, and he's better than some of them in college. Or at least they saw something that,
I know, but
that's crazy.
I did what I had to do from like a 13, 14-year-old is still
That's
wild.
insane. He said he also would be playing rugby if not for football. He was asked, why, and his demeanor said that, he for his demeanor means that rugby demeanor. What does it mean in Dallas and playing football? He said, helping them guys in the middle and stopping that run. That's what they drafted me for. And especially in the SEC with Auburn, where I came from, you got to put your hands on folks. So he's a guy that's a true
physical game.
A true guy that's going to just take on blocks. Hopefully he could be a Hankins style kind of guy, a guy that can just take on double teams. And, Mozzie might be a more dynamic kind of one tech if the Cowboys got him up the weight. This is our backup right now. When it comes to Justin Rogers, at least he has to earn that. Let me put it that way. Now, staying on the defensive side of things, Marshawn Nealon, who has not been signed, but he was out there on the field, number 94. Justin Rogers, I just talked about him, number 96. Both these guys joined today with former Cowboys Pro Bowl defensive lineman Greg Ellis. Now he is turned to D-line coach. Remember, we got Greg Ellis, one of the new changes on the defensive line to replace Eden Dirty and others that were working with him.
Yeah.
He's the assistant defensive line coach now. And Greg Ellis, we know he's a legend in Dallas, great years with the Cowboys, but he's now the defensive line coach of the Cowboys, and these new guys got to experience that first day of coaching with him. And you look in the secondary, and Al Harris. You got to remember, some of our coaches changed too. We got Ellis out there, but Al Harris recently was promoted to assistant head coach. Remember that. Mm-hmm. So wasting no time, he was coaching up the rookie quarterbacks, as you know, guys like Kalen Carson and others. But again, basically, he still is going to have a very similar, familiar role in addition to taking on a couple new responsibilities. So again, Al Harris as a coach will be growing, but also still showing the same things they did last year. And just back I keep missed on this Justin Rogers quick thing. I talked about the rugby mindset, that bulldog mentality he has in the middle of the defensive line. That's a big reason why he was able to start his Cowboy career in Dallas today, because of that mindset he believes. And I think that's going to help him become what we need him to be in Dallas. So that's up to Greg Ellis, getting him right, and the rest of the defensive line coaches. And, of course, the secondary, the back end, Al Harris doing his thing out there. So, by the way, speaking of secondary, Justin Wood, one of the undrafted guys, according to multiple sources, saying he looks the part as a big safety that can play in the box, basically as a linebacker style, and defend the run very well as covering crossing patterns across the middle. Remember, he's from East Carolina, one of the few kind of like risky but fun safeties you can take in this undrafted class in all teams. So keep an eye on. Again, I always think of, when I think of a big guy, I used to think of Cam Chancellor. Now I'm thinking of Marquise Bell. So this could be the same vein. I
agree.
It seems like they got another Marquise Bell here. Wanya, Wanya is a little bit different than Wanya Thomas, but I think he's more of a Marquise Bell type guy. Julius Wood. We'll see if it pans out and he can make the practice squad. Uphill battle for all these guys, but not for these higher, drafted rookies. Because Maris LUIFAU, who I'm taking interest in him, because I'm curious what the Cowboys want to do with him. According to reports, he's connected very well. This is great news with Mike Zimmer.
That's wonderful.
That is crazy good. Now, I will say that I've seen pictures. You guys can take a look at him here. He seems, number 35, he seems a bit undersized. I just still think he looks undersized, but I'm assuming he's around where Overshown's at maybe. So we have a little bit of still undersized linebackers in my humble opinion. But LUIFAU, connecting with Mike Zimmer, he may be the guy that maybe could come in there and do the job of a Kendricks next year. You know? So with the walkthrough today, he was on top of stuff with Mike Zimmer. Adds a fresh face to the linebacker room. He's embracing what he feels to be a very strong family atmosphere. He said this, which is in Dallas right now. He said he wants to earn, you know, his stripes through special teams as a rookie. So again, it's just great to hear that, you know, he knows he's not going to be a starter playing full time. He's going to earn his role here, and I like the mindset. So today, of course, he started his first ever walkthrough with the Cowboys. And so where was his reps at today, mainly? Because we know Overshown's going to be in that will spot. Looks like they're repping him there. Well, they took LUIFAU and they basically put him in multiple linebacker spots. So Mike, Will, Sam, he got every single spot. He's a very versatile guy. So the Cowboys want to see what he can do through Mike Zimmer. So that's interesting. Keep an eye on that. And, you know, I will say one last thing. As you can tell, I didn't know he wore glasses. Not that it matters. But he was out there running around with his glasses on. Usually you don't see guys wearing goggles or contact lens, right? Kind of give him a little bit of a different look out there, right? He kind of looks like a studious, smart linebacker.
He does.
People are saying he gave Clark Kent vibes with the glasses. Maybe he's going to turn. Maybe he could be Superman-like, you know, later in the year. We'll see what happens. But either way, you know, I'm looking forward to see what LUIFAU can do. Really, I'm really looking forward to even though they come out low-key guys. I think people doubt him, but I think there's a reason he's here. Stopping that run as a hybrid, you know, a versatile linebacker, but really he's be grooming for that Eric Kendricks middle linebacker spot. Now, enough about me, baby. I've spoken enough. I've spoken about basically the whole rookie camp so far. Day one, guys, walk through. Tomorrow, it'll be more of a practice. And we'll talk about that on Sunday. But we're not done here. Because, baby, you got the mic now. We got a lot of people speaking today. We're going to go with those top 4 rookies. They spoke, but also Mike McCarthy. He had this. He's a guy, the big bubble, giving his 2 cents on things. So, baby, if you don't mind, why don't you break down what Big Mike had to say? Because I know we start off with some Zay Jones comments when it comes to Big Mike and, you know, the receiving position and what the Cowboys are, you know, thinking about. Are we happy with the way things are going? So, as far as Zay Jones is concerned, Mike McCarthy said, quote, "I like the receiver room. I feel like our guys are definitely going to make a jump." You know what that tells me? That tells me the Cowboys are all in on Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, and Flournoy. You know, on our guys.
Guess maybe I'm a little bit more pessimistic. But yeah, they better fucking make a jump. They're all we got.
You know, the Cowboys are not getting no Zay Jones. Cowboys are not worried. That's McCarthy. And also, he also said that, you know, talking about the camp, the quarterback that's unsigned that we have brought in as a trial, quarterback from Northwest Missouri State, Mike Hohensee. He had a tryout with the Cowboys on Friday at this rookie minicamp, and he'll be here for the whole weekend. Here's what McCarthy said about him, quote, "I do not recall a young quarterback coming in here on a tryout basis and commanding the huddle, and his understanding being this high." So that sounds like Mike McCarthy kind of been a little impressed by this out of nowhere quarterback. Practice squad could be possible. If he earns it, he earns it. So Mike Hohensee on a tryout basis, the Cowboys might be bringing him back. We'll see what happens. It seems like McCarthy, quarterback whisperer, really likes this guy.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens. Now, what else did McCarthy say, baby, about this rookie mini camp?
So we actually had McCarthy's comments worked in between some of the commentary from our rookies and players.
This is a group
just because
discussion.
Yeah, and the only reason I say that is just because, again, he actually directly kind of addressed like 1 or 2 things that the rookies also stated. So, let's have some fun and hear from not just our coach Mike McCarthy, but some of our rookies.
Yeah,
and
our top rookies.
There's
really,
only
right?
one. Yeah, there's only one way to start. You got to start at the top. And huge shout out to the man Tyler Guyton, right? Because
number 60.
He was drafted by the Cowboys and said, "Let's go, saying he immediately got an Airbnb right near the team's headquarters. Obviously, like, ran to get his rookie contract signed, adding in their quote, "I couldn't wait to get up here. I just wanted to get to work."
I didn't even know that. So he got an Airbnb right away and just got to work.
And McCarthy later on praises him for doing that, just saying, like, respect the work ethic and the hustle.
Hey, we've seen him with O-line masterminds, and we have video footage of him working on that left side over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
So, by the way, it's finally starting to sink in for Ty Guyton that he is not just an NFL player, but drafted to the Dallas Cowboys, saying, "I felt good out there. When I put my helmet on, it will be a little bit different, but definitely putting on my jersey felt good." So, and like I said, it was to get an exact timeline, 2 days after he was drafted, he was there, signed his contract, less than a week later, right? He's saying, "I just wanted to get to work. You can sit at home for 2 weeks, or you can get to work. I just wanted to get up here early and get acclimated." So he's already, like I said, taking things pretty seriously. I know you already touched on the Duke Manyweather stuff, so I'm not going to rehash anything there. But Tyler Guyton actually spoke a little bit about some of those trainings, basically, like some of the things that he got from that. Yeah, he said his techniques are very similar to Solari. So, and if you guys remember, Mike Solari is our offensive line coach.
Well, so Soliari, but yes.
Soliari?
Yeah,
but they spelled it Solari.
Yeah, he is. That's why I had kind of said earlier that, he's been talking to all these offensive linemen. He told BEEBE to practice, start practicing center. And, what did he say to Guyton? What was his, what did Guyton say he's told him?
Well, no, like I said, Guyton said that that Manyweather's techniques are very similar to Mike Soliari.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, I did not know that.
That's
so it's a nice smooth transition for him.
Yes,
that's cool.
Adding in there, he's just a great coach all around. He has an extremely pro approach to what he does. He takes no bullshit, and we have fun. So something else to consider as well. Maybe that's the reason Soliari got the job. So something else that he also threw out there, basically saying that him and McCarthy. I want to take that back. Him and BEEBE. Tyler and BEEBE. Basically got together. They've been going back and forth on some online stuff. He's saying it's new for both of us. We were pretty cool before this, but now we're together. We're pretty tight, going over plays together, doing whatever we can. So you're already seeing that bonding happening. And like I said, they spent extra time together.
I mean, they're coming in as rookies together, Yeah, I love it that they're coming together, and they're the future of this offensive line. And if it works out, they're gonna be, connected the whole time, throughout their careers in Dallas. If they
absolutely. And this is where McCarthy actually chimed in and said, "As I told them in this team meeting, this is a really special, cool time of your life, and it's really a 5-year sequence that you can change not only your own life, but your family's trajectory of what's out there. They've made a huge first impression on everybody, and I hope that they stay above that standard tomorrow. And then it's always cool when you see them integrate with the veterans, and that will occur on Monday."
And that was, who said that? McCarthy? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Regarding, obviously, our offensive linemen. So, and again, throwing out there too, one of the things that I think I touched on actually we did touch on everything there that Tyler Guyton said. One thing that McCarthy also threw out there specifically about Tyler Guyton, because remember, so since he's put in that little bit of extra work, he says that he feels like that extra work has made his transition extremely smooth. So McCarthy chimed in there saying it's good to see him on the field. Obviously his size, his athletic ability, and he's young, so that's exciting. He's very passionate, very enthusiastic about this opportunity. I really do like how young and raw he is, and I think he has tremendous upside.
So all signs point to yes on Tyler Guyton and his left tackle starting ability.
Yeah. And that it does speak volumes that he basically did take that initiative himself to come to Dallas early and put in the work early.
Agree.
So moving on, like I said, we talked about the cream of the crop, and now it's time to talk about the second round, right? So Marshawn Nealon. So surprisingly enough, he was actually a freshman. He was a safety. He was a freshman his safety year of high school, I almost said. He was a safety his freshman year of high school, adding in their quote, "I've always had a good motor. And when I was smaller, obviously you run more. as I put on more weight, I continue to run a lot, so I think it comes natural. So if you're kind of wondering, like, hey, how does a guy his size kind of maintain such a high athletic ability? Well, he said it. He's basically always had a high motor, even as obviously his size maybe kept him from different football things, just saying. So can you imagine a safety his size? Sorry, that made me laugh a little bit here. So not too much more than what? Oh, that's right. He did speak yesterday. Sorry.
Yeah, Nealon is. That's all he said today. That's all he said.
Yeah, he only had like one other small little comment today. Like I said, it was much more of an O-line focused coaching situation there. McCarthy speaks a little bit more later, but
Nealon.
Yeah, but
did not get signed.
More yesterday.
Yeah, he spoke yesterday because he was not signed, and they knew he was not going to be signed by today. So it's not really about that. It just usually takes second rounders longer. But he spoke about a couple of things, like his jersey number, expectations with the Cowboys, and such. So what did he say about that number 94 and other things?
He said, just being here and my first day in the facility, it's starting to hit a little bit. And he did have kind of this look on his face like, wow,
It's unbelievable, surreal, yeah.
So he also thought that Dallas actually passed on him. He didn't think he was coming to Dallas. And then he looked at his phone and saw it was ringing with the little, 972 area code. He said, I was looking at the TV and there were 2 minutes 30 seconds left on the clock, and they said, oh, there's a delay. So I'm like, oh, there's no way they're going to get me. They're probably already talking to their guy. And then I look at the next teams on the clock, and I see it getting down to 2 minutes, and my phone rings with the Texas number, and I'm like, wait a minute. There must not be a delay, or we're like high-speed streaming or something. I answer the call, and then I see my name across the broadcast. It was crazy. So, I mean, honestly, now that from what we heard on how the draft went down, no surprises how things ended up shaking out. Sounds like the Cowboys were entertaining a few offers before ultimately deciding that Nealon was the choice they wanted to make. Yeah. But man,
he must have something else. It was coming right down to the wire. Reality set in for him, right? After being there yesterday, now today at the rookie minicamp. But what about when they integrate both sides, like the new guys and the veterans, the rookies and the vets, which begins in 2 weeks, right? May 21st, the OTAs.
Yeah,
that's the final phase.
Saying, I'm just ready to be able to learn from the older guys and taking a lot and to be able to produce as much as possible. So, and of course, there's a lot of expectation. I was just about to say, I'm like, there's lots of, it's the same way we're holding on to that number 0, because I guess it comes with expectations. The number 94 has some expectations here in Dallas.
DeMarcus Ware, Charles Haley. Of course, the last one was Randy Gregory, not the best one there. But anyways, Nealon does not view this, I think, as an added pressure. He wants to make sure that, the Cowboys never allow anyone else to ever wear that number again.
Yeah, he's trying to retire that number 94. He said, I just want to add to the legacy. I want to get the number retired.
I like that.
There's been some greats that have had it.
Yeah. And listen, the Cowboys don't retire numbers, though, but still, we still have 22 and 8 and 12. They're still available.
Yeah, we don't retire them. You're just not allowed to use them.
Cowboys just never give them out. Kind of like that number 0, and they got to wait for someone really special.
Yeah, the only time you ever see it is, like you said, during training camp and things like that, when we have, an excess of players and not enough numbers.
The only player we actually, the only numbers that we actually, kind of retire, don't retire, that it should be retired, are number 88 and number 94 and probably number 50. Not 50, but I'm just saying. I'm trying to think. What was the other? There was another number in there.
Well, the point is that 82? Those numbers don't get retired. They the legacy gets added onto.
Correct. That's why he's at 94. He's adding that legacy,
which I do personally prefer over number retiring, but No. Anyway,
it's cool. Again, sometimes we give it number 88 to a worse Bryant before Dez Bryant, and that kind of tainted it for a little bit, and then you had Gregory kind of tainting it as well. So
now,
anyways.
The only, I was going to say, Marshawn Nealon didn't speak too much more today. The only other comment he made was that he was asked if he's talked to DeMarcus Lawrence yet, who obviously he's been compared to several times since he's been drafted here. He said, not yet, but, quote, I did follow him on Instagram, though, so if you can talk to him, please tell him to follow me back.
I hear people saying Tyler Guyton looks like DeMarcus Lawrence, but that's our first-round pick, but Marshawn Nealon plays like DeMarcus Lawrence. So DeMarcus Lawrence the first 2 rounds of this draft.
I know. So, but yeah, I just thought that was kind of funny.
Now, did McCarthy speak on him at all when it comes to Nealon? And, he is unsigned, and I don't know if McCarthy had any comments about
he didn't really have too much more to say on him specifically. I think he speaks more in general on the rookies. But But rolling on.
Yeah. I'm sorry, who was next? I don't know. If you're going to BEEBE next?
Yes, I am.
We got the man, number 56, Cooper BEEBE, center.
And you already kind of, let the cat out of the bag, so to speak. I'm joking with you. Yeah. Just saying that BEEBE did actually straight up say that right after the draft, Mike Solari called me and said, start working on center.
Yeah. So, which again, I said he's been doing that for already over a year.
Exactly. And like we said, that was the expectation, but now we have official confirmation like, hey, this is a plan. This is what we're doing. Mike McCarthy saying that he looks very comfortable taking snaps at center during today's little walkthrough that they did. So,
yeah, I'm telling you, that's what I heard as well. Great news on that side. And again, listen, just day one. Let's get in the pads. Let's get into, the MiniCamp to go get with this weekend. As we integrate them into with the veterans and on. Yeah. We'll see if he can hang, because you got to get on the same page with Dak and the other offensive linemen too.
Yeah, and this was one of the reasons I said that the McCarthy comments are going to be spread out, because even though he's talking about BEEBE here, it's not just BEEBE. He actually, this comment is about Tyler Guyton and Cooper BEEBE both.
Okay.
Again, this is what happens when you have two offensive linemen the way that we do.
Oh, maybe also Nate Thomas. I don't know.
Well, he said when you see those guys doing the extra work and realizing the importance of the opportunity that they have. And as I've told them, this is a really special time in your life. We've already mentioned that little part there. But the rest of it that he added on there, saying they made a huge first impression on everyone. And I've talked to everyone. I've talked to the people that picked them up at the airport. People come to drop them off at the hotel. And like I said, they've made a huge impression today. So, again, McCarthy's saying it, from the second they landed in the airport to, even just going to their hotel rooms. People are already saying, man, look at the impact these guys are going to have. And it sounds like their mindset is a big part of that. I want to give credit here because, yes, we've had talented players come in before, but McCarthy seems to really be highlighting the fact that these guys have the right mentality.
Yeah, and they're ready to start. Number 60, Tyler Guyton, number 56, Cooper BEEBE. They're both ready to start. Hopefully, BEEBE at center, getting the snaps down. That means he'll be the center. But you don't forget about 62. You know what I mean? I think that we have to kind of bring up, because 62 is also Thomas there, right behind him. Nathaniel Thomas, Nate Thomas, who I think is a good depth player and could be more in the future possibly. So, just saying the Cowboys really invested on that offensive line and really on the trenches overall. But yeah, McCarthy's like, these guys, especially the top two guys, Guyton and BEEBE, you can say they're ready-made already. They're impacting. And impact is being felt.
Yeah, and BEEBE, like we said, he's being told specifically to focus on center because he is an all-around offensive lineman. Adding in there, I've had my dad out there catching, my little brother, whoever's available. The biggest thing is just being able to run the entire offense. At center, you've got to be the one making the calls, and it's your job to call the fronts, call the IDs, and I just think that that's the biggest difference. So just at least from his perspective, breaking down, hey, outside of snapping the ball,
communication.
You play everywhere on the O-line. What's the thing about center specifically for you? So keep that in mind as well, in the sense of I have a feeling that's another reason why they really want him to focus on center early on. That communication between him and Dak needs to get locked down 1,000% by week one.
And that's what I'm trying to say. The communication with Dak and the offensive linemen. The checks, you have to communicate with them who's picking up which blitzer or which player on the line. So very important stuff. It's not like he's never done it before, but he's never done it in this way. It's like he did it for practices for a year and a half, but now he's got to do it for real every day. So that's going to be the make or break,
Exactly. So, and let's keep it rolling here, guys. Before I continue on, though, and touch on the things that LUIFAU has said, let me remind everybody to take a second, hit like, subscribe, hit the bell, follow us anywhere and everywhere at MyCowboysFamily. Hop the Discord links down below. Huge shout out to the people representing on all the boards like Jason Renfro, who's the sponsor of the week, the Membership Gifting King, and the Stream Boss. Thank you, McLovin, though, because he's your Cash App King.
Yes, and don't forget the leaders this week. Jason Renfro going for more than 4. He wants that 5 on it, but Skeptical fans in the lead on the gifting membership side. We will conclude that on Sunday. And then also on Sunday, we'll see who wins the overall board, because right now, and tonight's been kind of light, so right now the leaders stay the same, guys. One big leader. That's Marissa Sparkle. She's the leader on the Cash App and the overall board. Big shout outs to you, Marissa, Jason, McLovin, and Skeptical fan, all the rest in the house that are on the boards or in the lead or just on the board in any way. Still got a chance to get, take it down. And remember, the weekly winners, like Marissa Sparkle, will have a chance if she does win. End of the month, we do our monthly jersey raffle for the star and over everything level. And if Marissa Sparkle wins, she actually also gets a raffle entry for that. Every week, the winner will get a raffle entry. So we'll see what happens. We'll see who gets the bonus entries in there as well, along with the Star and Over Everything membership family for the month of May. But that's at the end of the month. Let's get back to it, baby. Who's the last person that spoke? I think the last person that spoke today. LUIFAU?
Well, yeah, the rest of it, I think, is mainly McCarthy commenting on coaches and other things like that. But yeah, LUIFAU, one of the official 30 visits, keep that in mind. One of the guys who, like you said, he has said that he feels like it was meant to be when it came to the Cowboys. Adding in there, one of the first things I got from my official 30 visit here is that it feels like a family. It's a family environment, and that's one of the things I loved about this place. To get the opportunity to come back is such a blessing to me. Adding in there that he's also very, very anxious to start picking Kendrick's brain, as he is the one who is supposed to start mentoring this group of young guys, right? And
linebacker. But you know what else, though? It's also the fact that he is running, he knows the defense from Zimmer, and that position of being that Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker, something that maybe LUIFAU is going to have to pick up sooner than later, just because he may be taking over that spot.
You're the one that kind of mentioned, him and Zimmer really seem to have hit it off. So that's why I really wanted to kind of, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, point that out there. Now, he added in there definitely his knowledge as far as Kendrick's, like what he's looking forward to the most playing with him. He's been in the game so long and played at such a high level that as a young guy, you want to get as much knowledge from him as you can, to learn from him and to be under his wing. So I'm excited to meet all the guys and really learn from everyone, and really learn what it means to be an NFL player and how to be a successful linebacker in this league. So apparently one of the things that really stood out to Zimmer about LUIFAU is his ability to kind of know and demonstrate everyone's role on the defense. It doesn't matter what their position is. So high football IQ. That immediately impressed Zimmer. So you pointed it out. Maybe he is a little undersized. It sounds like the brains might be breaking up for some of that brawn.
It reminds me of a bigger Palomalu at linebacker style rather than safety.
So, and it sounds like he also is picking up on things relatively quickly. So maybe he's one of the rookies that we see have an impact sooner rather than later this year. Right? I said impact. That doesn't mean he's going to be out there changing games or anything.
The room is light. The linebacker room is light, and you have Overshown.
So you think LUIFAU has a bigger chance to have an impact?
Kendricks, well, and Micah. So those four you have in there, but then he's right there behind them. You also got guys like Marquise Bell can kind of shadow in there a little bit. I think he is a guy they expect to see something from this year, similar to what we wanted to see from Overshown last year. Snap wise, you might see from LUIFAU this year.
All right. So he also said specifically, quote, "There's a standard in Notre Dame, especially for linebackers, that we have to know the entire defense and know what the guys around us are doing. It helps us do our job to the best of our ability, but to also be there for our teammates and help them when they need to know something, they can always come to us." I was going
to say something that relates literally. I didn't know any of this. That relates to Zimmer. Zimmer is a guy, and we've heard this. He wants every player on the team on defense to know what every guy's job is. So this is not really that hard for LUIFAU to get used to. He's done it at Notre Dame.
It's starting to make a little more sense maybe why we were interested in LUIFAU in the first place.
And also why it makes sense that he connects so well with Zimmer and understands this very complex defense quickly on the fly, understand where everybody has to be. Yeah, that means that green dot's going on in his head when Kendricks is gone if he produces the way that the Cowboys would like to see him produce, right?
And of course, you just talked about all the different ways that you want him to contribute at the linebacker position. But here's a man after my own heart. He's excited about special teams.
Hell yeah.
He said that he's actually really looking forward to, especially with the kickoff change rules and things like that. He said that he's actually looking forward to taking on a bigger special teams role, saying getting in on special teams, that's going to be huge for me as a rookie. Using my ability and getting with bones will be huge for me. So again, please make it happen. Do it. At this point, I am so excited, just because it's this careful balance between, we obviously have a special teams coach that is willing to do some crazy shit.
And remember, he knows this rule.
I appreciate it.
And he knows this rule better than anybody else.
Between the NFL making the changes and tweaks that they made to this rule on special teams, I mean, this is truly like the year of special teams. So I'm very excited. Between smooth as butter, Brennan Aubrey, and everything else we've got going on. I mean, if we don't find a way to put some motherfucking points on the board with the special teams unit, I will be highly disappointed.
Yeah.
We better end up top 5. I mean, I almost changed my mind as I said it mid-statement, which is why my voice cracked for a second. But yes, this special teams unit better end up in the top 5 on every metric. Like there should not be a single thing where we are somehow lacking or slacking. Sorry. So anyway,
you're rapping.
It's not that. Just me with the special teams. Let me throw out this final comment here by LUIFAU saying, "I told the guys yesterday. Everyone shared why they're here, and I told the guys I'm here to serve them in any way I can. As a linebacker, I feel that I'll contribute to both defense and special teams, but I can't put it into words. I can't wait."
I'm excited to see him on that. That's what I'm saying. I think he's going to be surprising some people. That's just me, maybe. What's up, Mr. John Simon in the house with a $10 holler.
Woo!
You know what that means? He's in the raffle. Officially here at the buzzer, basically.
Yes, he is. And you know what else that means? Since he is technically an MCF member.
Yeah, he is a member. He was here. Actually,
he gets a wham bam.
He's got 2
Congrats
raffle
to you,
entries.
John Simon. Thank you so much. You know what he said?
Hit me with it.
The raffle winning entry right here.
Love you, bro.
We have, again.
We've had people win with 1.
We've had people win with 1.
But he has 2.
True.
And also, actually, let me update, because this is going to collecting it for the last 2.5 weeks. Because he joined the membership, he actually total has 15. 5 away from a 3rd raffle entry for John Simon. Just want to shout him out there. I mean, hey, up your chances, right? 5, and you get another raffle entry.
Yes.
On your numbers there.
Thank you again. Huge shout out to you.
Big shout out to John Simon. Appreciate you, a channel member. Not just a subscriber, but a member in the membership and the Navy Blue crew, dropping the emojis and much more. As the season goes on, you'll see the emojis changing to our opponents, and some really, we always take jabs at our opponents, so you get to drop them in there too.
So yeah, that was it, at least on my side, as far as LUIFAU comments. So before I get to the Mike McCarthy stuff here, like I said, clearly I have a new favorite pick from this draft, a man after my own heart, the special teams.
LUIFAU is gonna be playing probably most percentage-wise on special teams over defense. Like, he's not going to play as many snaps on defense as he will on special teams.
That's why I appreciate the fact that he's embracing it. He's like,
that's my point.
Sign me up.
He has,
give me more special teams.
I don't know if it's the glasses or what, but again, they say he kind of had that Clark Kent smart look. And he's also been told he's a smart player, more than a bigger guy. He's a little smaller, but it's about the intelligence he has, the football IQ. So I think that the Cowboys are going to find a way to get him to be used the most possible, and understanding the defense the way he's kind of clicking with it is an advantage for him. Yes, he will be on special teams mostly. He's a thumper. He likes to hit guys. You know what I'm saying? He does have that headhunter mentality. So that's going to be great for special teams. So if he can just establish himself there and make a couple plays and be solid, linebacker is next up for him. I think more of next year. You can see a lot of him. You might see him in some games if we're winning by a lot. He'll come in, with the second team, and he'll get some NFL on the field stuff there. But next year, I think, is the real transition from Kendricks to LUIFAU. And again, it's too early to even say that. That's my guess. So, my thoughts.
And there we go. Hey, all good. So, like I said, let's
John in the house.
We can't. We have to continue on with the things that Mike McCarthy said, and these might be.
Yes.
I don't want to say all over the place. But
is it about the rookies? Is this all about the rookies, or?
No, that's why I said it might be a little bit, not all over the place, but he touches on some coach stuff, and he touches on a few little last player things here. So remember, guys, we have a new assistant head coach, Al Harris. Congrats to him and his recent promotion. Mike McCarthy said, "I love the way that Al's responded to this opportunity. He's been Johnny on the spot with everything I've been asking him to do, and he's doing an excellent job." So he didn't go into every single detail of it, but he did say that his new role involves more time and responsibility, and we see him working with some of the players and things like that. So again, shout out to Al Harris. He is doing what he needs to do and continuing to move it up. Now, McCarthy did preface this statement by saying that he feels like this every single year, but he did seem genuine when he said it this time too, saying, "I've been very impressed with this group, and they've made a very strong impression." So take that however you want.
Is it BS? But
no, it's like I said.
I think he's a little surprised about them.
Last year's draft was so subpar, and we kind of knew it even from the jump. We were just hoping and staying optimistic. Right off the bat, this draft is better, and I think that the positions that we got too
Feels like a solid draft,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah. So, like I
Confidently
said,
solid.
not a sexy one, but definitely a solid one. So, and he actually gave that example, the Hohensi, Mike Hohensi. He actually used that as an example, too, on how much of a strong impression they made in the sense of, like, hey, how often is it that you get a young quarterback like this, commanding the huddle the way that he does? So I know you said that. I'm just saying that that was like the example he used directly to say that. So something else to keep in mind, too, that the only first-year running back on the field this weekend was Nathaniel Pete. Poor guy.
Only rookie, on
an island all by himself. McCarthy was actually asked if the approach to Pete is going to be different than any kind of positional group.
No, he's undrafted, and he's the only running back on that field right now. So but he's got to earn his spot. We didn't get we didn't draft any running backs. This is basically our drafted running back.
Exactly, and McCarthy did say absolutely. Dallas does change their plan, respective to the depth chart that is currently available. So it's not like we just had like, oh, this is what we're going to do with running backs, and now we got a running back, and this is what we're doing. So he actually straight up said it. He has an opportunity to hit the ground running because he's going to get 100% of all the rookie running back reps. So he's in actually a very unique position to maybe do more than typical here. So
interesting. Yeah, that's good. The more, the better.
So
for a running back, we need him because he is the only one. He'll get all the snaps. Yeah.
McCarthy also threw out there saying that he thinks the other Mike, as in Zimmer, has started off pretty well, saying, I think that Mike Zimmer is off to an excellent start with his defensive staff.
I heard the same thing. I heard he's fitting very, very well in there, returning to the Cowboys right after like 2 decades not being here. But yeah, it sounds like everything's good with not just like on the field with the coaches, but with the players. Yeah. And he's picking up where he left off.
And something else, remember, this is a dynamic situation, right? The Cowboys are going into it with a general plan. But part of that plan is being able to adapt because now all of a sudden we're having discussions about whether we're going to have discussions this Saturday about whether we should carry 4 quarterbacks into training camp. The only reason we're having this discussion is because Mike Hohensi impressed.
Right. And that's what I was saying earlier. I'm like, I think that he can possibly, he's not going to beat out like Cooper Rush, but he's going to sneak onto that practice squad possibly.
Exactly. The point is that he was impressive enough that the Cowboys stood up, took notice, and said, hey, wow.
We might have to sign him because he's not signed. Remember, after these days, he's gone. Like he ain't coming back to the Cowboys. But they might give him. You might see him being one of the last. You have 2 open roster spots. He might be he might be 89 out of 90. So you might see that on Sunday happen.
So and by the way, the ground and pound that BEEBE is bringing has spread far and wide because even our undrafted free agent tight end Brevin Spanford. He said it. He likes being physical. He was asked, do you like to quote-unquote dirt people the way that Cooper BEEBE does? He said, I have to agree because I learned it from his older brother.
Really?
So guys, Cooper BEEBE has a older BEEBE, Colton, and he was a tight end at Minnesota as well. So that's where he picked up his dirt skills.
So that's our undrafted guy right there. Where is he in there? Number 47? Tight end, 6'6", 260. He's like our 6th. People call him the 6th offensive lineman on the field when he was in Minnesota. So, yeah. So that's how he's connected to the BBs. It's good to know. I did not know that. That's very interesting to know.
Very cool. So, obviously, he is an undrafted guy, so he's coming into things in a different way. And I actually really like his mindset because he actually said it, saying, quote, at the end of the day, it's not really about proving people wrong. It's about proving myself right. So I'm just coming into work every day and doing my job.
I like that attitude for an undrafted guy, especially.
So, and remember, we liked him enough. He wasn't just like any old undrafted free agent. We won a bit of a bidding war. Yeah,
we paid a lot for him. And by the way, he was projected in a 5th or 6th rounder for most analysts' drafts. So this is a 5th rounder, 6th rounder tight end. Yeah.
And he also, again, since he was undrafted, he actually did have his choice. Something that most players don't usually have, and because of this bidding war, he actually chose the Cowboys. So keep that in mind. Why, though? So he said that he built a pre-draft relationship with Chase Hazlitt. So he's an offensive quality control coach here
with the Cowboys.
In Dallas. That's true. So when he was deciding on where to go, that relationship ended up being a factor in saying, I'm glad I'm here. So something else that added to that.
So that drew him here a little bit.
And let's be real. Something else that added to that, the same way that you mentioned earlier about how LUIFAU has a better chance of contributing because our linebacker situation, because of our tight end situation currently.
Good point.
Ford looked at us and said, hey, this is a room that values tight ends, that I actively have a chance at making something happen.
Pushing off someone like Peyton Hendershot. I know he didn't say that, but I'm saying that. So.
Exactly. And let's be clear. Obviously not as a number one, but there's 2s and 3s.
Right. Yeah, they need
and
block.
heck, even 4s.
Listen, but blocking tight ends can be your number 2. Like, he can be coming in there for Schoonmaker if he goes down. You know what I'm saying? He could be in there as your third guy on a goal line or short yardage package.
And remember, go back to that dirt comment.
Yeah.
He's a physical player. He's a very physical guy.
Physical. It could also play inline blocking, like almost like a fullback, too. He can do a lot of things there. Kind of like a better Princeton Fant.
I was going to say, something that I think is right up our cowboy alley, so to speak. So I think he has a chance to go out there and prove himself, and he will be given a chance to do so. So then he can just, get that dirt off his shoulder. Hey,
listen, you know what? He is a guy that is probably the most favorite to make the 53 from the undrafteds. So be honest about that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to these camp battles, rookie mini camp battle. It's going to be happening tomorrow. The first actual practice today. We're two walkthroughs. Tomorrow is the actual practice. What does that mean? It means they'll be running around. It's still going to be shells and shorts. No shoulder pads, no hitting. But they'll be running around with their helmets and doing more than just walking around and walking through plays. They're going to actually, go up against each other running through plays. And that's what the practice is going to entail. Tomorrow, drills and more. So I'm looking forward to hearing more about this. Hopefully, number one, and everything, knocking on wood, no one gets hurt. That's the number one thing out of all these practices. And, Cowboys going to run this through the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So we will be back here on Sunday. Kind of wrap up what happened Saturday. And, of course, any final touches on Sunday as we also wrap up this week and we'll crown some champions, whether on the leaderboards, overall leaderboard, the Cash App board, Stream Boss, you got Jason Renford with 70 still hanging in there, or the gifting board. But we will do that on Sunday along with, there'll be a couple ways you guys can still jump in this before we actually do the raffle. But, this raffle basically as a live stream, we're probably not going live tomorrow. Unless something crazy happens, we just won't be able to. But the jersey raffle is going to happen on Sunday night this week here, guys, in a couple of days. So make sure you join us for that, especially if you're in the raffle. And if for some reason, of course, we don't go live tomorrow. If you're not on the After Dark side of things, if you want to drop some love and still get in this raffle, you can do it through the thanks button, through any video. I think all you do is leave a comment, and it's like dropping a super chat. But when we're not live. You can do it through the Cash App, $MyCowboysFamily. You can do it through the PayPal. All the links are in the description as well. So you can check it out through there. That's the only way you can really get into this through Saturday. Once we start the stream on Sunday, I don't think I could add any more. We'll have to wait and see, but I think I'm pretty much going to solidify it. Just to be sure, guys, get them in before then if you want to add any more chances to your raffle entries here. So we'll see what happens. But a big shout out to the Lunatic for getting these 2 jerseys out there and raffled. And good luck to we got about 10, 12 people in this raffle, 13 people in this raffle. So 2 of those are going to win one of these jerseys, sewn and stitched. You know the deal, guys. Big shout outs to the Lunatic, and good luck to everybody who was in this raffle. And anybody who wants to join it, watch this on the replay. That's the way you can hit the thanks button right now on your screen there and drop 10. You're in. In membership, you get a bonus raffle entry. If you want to keep adding chances, like for instance, let's say Seabass wanted to join the Over Everything membership. Not a bad idea to do it even when we're not live, because then you got 5 raffle entries. Boom. Just like that. Plus the 6th one for being in the membership, right?
That's right.
It kind of works that way. So anyways, good luck to all. And big shout out to the Lunatic once again for making this happen. Sunday night right here. Join us to see who the winner is for that. On that note, though, baby, I want to know a couple comments in the chat about everything we spoke about tonight, and also, it's kind of counts as a shout out, as a good night shout out as well. But let me hear the comments. I want to hear what they're saying. The family.
So Burn Bar, much love, and hey, you still have some time there. Johnny Jackson, saying, no, we got BEEBE for center. So because I think that was a reply to Jordy Fuentes saying we've already replaced Zach Martin. We have most certainly not replaced Zach Martin.
But in the future, he could be the replacement for Zach Martin. We could get a center later and then maybe, move him over to the right guard if needed.
So, let me see. Tyrone Church, much love. Yeah, of course the Least Side is wrong. Of course he's wrong.
When is he ever right?
Exactly.
I will say he is right after dark sometimes. I will say that. I'll give him that. But on the Cowboy side of things, he's always right.
Not when it comes to our Cowboys. No. Cogs saying, check out the combine numbers on Nealon. This dude is legit.
Yeah, he is a solid guy. DeMarcus Lawrence-like. Don't expect DeMarcus Lawrence year one, but expect him to be in there in the rotation.
Of course, we have John Syme, much love.
Yeah, in the raffle.
Burn Bar himself. Let me see.
Sworden fell asleep, by the way. He's in the house. He said he fell asleep. He's a Denver fan, but he probably because of that needle. Well, no, I'm not going to say it. Anyways. Hello, Sworden.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Squirtin'.
Our doggy decided that.
Yeah, there's a little thunder outside. It's a little, oh, shit.
A little thunder?
So a big storm coming right here. We're going to check this out because something's coming. We'll be staying safe, but I will say that the little dog, little Asha's scared.
I'm surprised you guys can't hear it.
Yeah.
You probably heard that one, maybe. So, Asmodeus in the house, what's up? And yeah, it does feel like we're always playing catch-up when it comes to free agency and the draft, but I have to admit, at least on the draft side of things,
and McClay does his done.
Yeah, not as much catching up needed.
Listen, when it comes to, the drafting side of things, McClay's got a great hold. He's not perfect, but he does a good job doing this thing. When it comes to the free agency stuff, it's an expected situation from the clown show. They restrict whatever we can do. I know,
but even we expect us to sign.
Yeah, even that was
kind of free agent.
Even in free agency, we were underwhelming. That says a lot.
Anyway. Let's keep rolling back here. Bad intentions.
Yeah.
Take it easy. We had
a nice healthy stream tonight.
Yes, good. So I actually can't go back any farther. So. Burn Bar, shout out to you.
Yeah.
Sworten, of course. But yeah, again, thank you to everybody here chilling, hanging with us. I know we had a skeptical fan in here.
Yeah, I see Little Dallas Cowboy, Bad Intentions, Tyrone Church, Seabass, Dream Chasers, 22, Apocalyptic Cowboy, John Syme, I said that, Luis Ortiz, Tyrone Church, skeptical fan, always staying skeptical, like you said. Double R, salute to you. Who else? We got a lot of others here, guys. Thank you all for jumping. Matt Persico making a stop in here. And a great conversation is Thomas Garrett, the superior Garrett. Guys, truly thank you guys. Again, I know it's every other night for us right now. Busy on other things, but we are definitely, locked and loaded for this 2024 season. Good, bad, or ugly, we are here repping that star over everything, no matter what. And again, unless something major happens, because it's been really light on the news when it comes to the Cowboys this year so far, unless something major happens, we'll be back definitely by Sunday to wrap up the week, get this raffle done by the Lunatic, and get these 2 jerseys to new homes, and break down what went down in the practices at Rookie MiniCamp for our Rookies 2024 style this weekend. So I'm looking forward to hearing all this at the very latest by Sunday night. Now, on that note, baby, why don't you let everybody know, why the hell do we do this almost every single day here on YouTube, here on My Cowboys Family?
It's that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything.
You know it. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly. I said it about our season, no matter what happens. But here on this channel, no matter what, we rep that star over everything here at MCF. And here on My Cowboys Family, yes, that's what it stands for. Here on My Cowboys Family for almost literally about a month and a half away from 7 years on YouTube. Never forget the number one thing here now and forever. As always, go Cowboys. Let's get that 6 and beyond. Thank you all for dropping your knowledge in the chat all night long. All night. Thank you all on that. We will stay safe here with whatever storm is coming. And you guys stay safe as well. So, baby, the drops of knowledge, the drops of love, can't do it without the family support. But also, it's time to drop out and clock out for the night officially on this 2-day Fan Friday episode, live stream, kicking off Rookie MiniCamp. So, baby, before we can officially drop out for the night, relock and reload for our show to wrap up the week on Sunday. Tell everybody what we got to do before we drop out of here.
We got to drop the beat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Johnny Jackson, Burn Bar, Bad Intentions, Ganja Man. Much love to everybody. Peace out. Thank you all. Thank you all for being in here. If you got them, drop them. If you're in the membership, you know what to do. Thank all of you for being in here, watching on the replay. Don't forget that, on the replay, you can comment down below as well. You want to get in the raffle, you can thanks button. You can pay, there's all different ways to get in this raffle last second. It will be on Sunday. Again, thank you all for stopping in here tonight with us, talking Cowboy football, wrapping up to the last 2 days of the news, info, and the updates here on MCF for another Cowboys chat, baby. You know it. And it was all about the rookies, baby. Today, Mike McCarthy spoke. The rookies spoke. We'll go through more of this, I'm sure, the next couple of days. As we get ready for the OTAs to be, in about 2 weeks to be integrated by the vets and the rookies. But right now, the rookies getting a little extra work gearing up for their first NFL season. Hell yeah, let's go. Here at MCF, it's about that navy blue, that silver too, that star over everything. Never, ever, ever forget the number one thing here in my Cowboys family. Much love to all of you in the house. Can't do it without you. Make sure you don't forget to hit that like button for the stream. Hit subscribe. We're at 35.7K and beyond. Keep it growing, guys. Get to 36. Let's get to 40,000. Let's keep it going. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell and put it all to all videos. You know when we're going live or dropping a video. Again, follow us on jump in the Twitter side of things and follow us there at MyCowboysFamily. You can also jump into the Discord side of things and more and more and more. You know what to do, guys. Thank you again. Have a great weekend. We'll see you definitely at the latest Sunday. Have a good night. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. And never, ever forget, Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat.